Hey gamers, so I see a lot of people complaining that I'm stupid, and I understand that, it makes a lot of sense, but here's the thing, one of the game series I understand people say is super complicated is the Metal Gear Solid series. Now, I could tell you, just without, all in one take, all in one go, I'm gonna prove to you that the series is not complicated by explaining everything by memory, in order. Okay, so let's go. Very first thing that happens is that there's like $100 billion or something by a group called the Philosophers, okay? They have all this money, and so they put it on like the little microfilms that have the locations of the money as well as the names of the people behind it. Okay, now the problem is, don't know where that microphone went. It went to some random dude named Volgan in Russia. So the Americans want to try and get that money because it was the Cold War. It was the 50s, whatever. So what they did was Metal Gear Solid 3 starts. Boom. The boss, legendary hero of World War II, goes in to defect to the Soviet Union in order to try to get their trust. But they also send in a dude called Naked Snake, who was an apprentice who wanted to get some scientist dude because he was working on something. I think, I don't know. But then the defection happens, and then everyone got really upset. So then Snake had to go back inside, go back to Russia, Operation Snake Eater, to kill the boss. And then he also destroyed the Shagohod, which is like the first not Metal Gear thing, and also killed all of the boss's unit, who were all like emotions or something. I don't know. So what else that happened is that then it turns out he didn't actually the boss didn't actually defect. It was actually, the whole plan was to get the legacy and all the money and stuff. So then Snake got really upset. After beating the boss, he became Big Boss because he surpassed the boss. But the problem is that he was really upset, so he kind of left the US after that and went to go do his own thing. During that time, the Philosopher's Legacy, some random chick named Eva got it because she was working with Snake, but then she betrayed her because she worked with the Chinese, but then like they kicked her out or something. I don't know, because I think what she stole was the legacy, but it wasn't. They actually went to some dude named Ocelot, who's like, he just made like cat noises and like he just loves Snake and stuff. Anyways, besides the point. Then after Metal Gear Solid 3, then came Peace Walker, because then Big Boss started leading a military because he thought the boss wanted soldiers to be able to do whatever they like free from countries and stuff. I don't know. It's a big theme or whatever. So then what he tried to do was he made a MSF, Military Sans Frontier, which was armed soldiers without borders. So they were just like mercenaries, basically, a private military company, nation thing, and they made a lot of money and stuff. And then Peace Walker happened. So then some random KGB dude named Zadornov came in with a little girl named Paz. And they said, "Hey, there's a lot of dudes in Costa Rica with guns. Hey, can you stop them?" And then Big Boss was like, "Nah." But then he showed there was a voice clip of the boss in Costa Rica. And he's like, "What?" And then Big Boss was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, "Fine, I'll go." And so he went to Costa Rica and he found this AI thing that was supposed to be a clone of the boss or something. And she was like, it was made by this lady called Strangelove, who was trying to find out why the boss defected, because she didn't believe what the story was, and she believed it was all a hoax, which I mean it was, but she wasn't gonna figure that out, unfortunately. And then then they attached this AI to this giant Metal Gear called Peace Walker, which had like nukes or something to stop nukes, but then it was gonna launch nukes everywhere, which isn't very good. So they stopped it, and killing the AI of the boss made Big Boss realize, hey, I'm not about the boss anymore. I'm over it now. And he threw away the boss's bandana, which is why Big Boss doesn't have a bandana anymore. But then Snake gets one. Solid Snake gets one, but I'm getting ahead of myself. And then after Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zero starts. Like a year or two later. There was this little kid named Chico. And Paz, the girl I mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, Paz was a spy for Cypher, sure. Cypher is the bad guys. They're like Illuminati, made by the leader of the guys from MGS3, the guys Snake was with. Yeah, yeah, Zero was his name. Anyways, Paz was a spy for them, and it was revealed at the end of Peace Walker. But then she ended up getting blowing up, and now she was fine. And she was captured in like some CIA black site by some dude named Skullface. So then Snake had to go sneak in to rescue her. But then after doing that, it turned out there was a she had like two bombs in her body. They took out one of them in a helicopter, like a really nasty scene. But then they couldn't find the other one, and it blows up, and then boom, the helicopter with the big boss and everyone on it. Big boss cause just some dude in Peace Walker, doesn't matter. Chico was there as well, and there was some medic dude. They all blow up, and then the big boss and everyone's in a coma. And then 9 years later. That's when that's an MGS5 starts, Phantom Pain, and this now Snake wakes up. Now he's called Venom Snake, and he goes out of this hospital place, and then he ends up getting found. Then he ends up rescuing Kaz, who led MSF before, but now he's really angry because MSF blew up because of Ground Zeroes. And then they tried to make a new place called Diamond Dogs, so like for a new place for everyone. But the problem is, they tried to do all this to get revenge on Skullface, and they ended up finding him in like Afghanistan or something, and he had this massive Metal Gear called Sahelanthropus, which was like controlled by this psychic kid or something. I don't know. And then they ended up killing Skullface like halfway through the game, and then the other half, everyone started getting sick and stuff, and there was the vocal cord parasites, which end up killing you if you spoke a certain language or something. There was this lady called Quiet who had like a billion of these, and so then she knew that if she could just go into Diamond Dogs, kill everyone by just saying hello. So she ends up becoming quiet, so she doesn't say it because she wasn't like in love with Snake or something. She ends up leaving, and because she ends up having to speak, but that's unimportant. What's important is at the end of the game you end up learning that Liquid Snake is there. Well, I'll talk about him later. He's not important. He's not important in this game. At the end of Phantom Pain, he ends up revealing that Venom Snake is actually the medic from Ground Zeroes in that helicopter, and he's actually not Snake at all. So he got really mad and decided, you know what, I'm gonna be Big Boss now, because the real Big Boss was actually hidden away somewhere, gonna go make a new army, and so. Now, end of Phantom Pain. Now we're going back to Metal Gear 1, not Solid, Metal Gear 1, the pixelated game. Some new recruit at Foxhound, which is like a US Special Forces unit. New recruit called Solid Snake came in, and he has to go stop Big Boss in Outer Heaven, which is like Super MSF, Super Diamond Dogs. So then he goes in, sneaks in, the leader of Foxhound is Big Boss, but I just said Big Boss went to go hide somewhere. So in Outer Heaven, they find Big Boss, and Snake's like, "Whoa, you're the leader of Outer Heaven? Well, that's crazy." So he kills Big Boss, and turns out that wasn't Big Boss. That was Venom Snake from Phantom Pain. So that was the fake Big Boss. So then what happened is Metal Gear 2 starts. Turns out there's the real Big Boss now in Zanzibar Land, which is like another Outer Heaven, another MSF, whatever thing. But they might have nukes or something. I don't know. So then Snake goes in. He has to go stop them. He does the same sort of deal. I think there's like a girl there. There's also Grey Fox. In both Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, there's a dude called Grey Fox. So it's like Foxhound's best dude, but then he betrays you kind of, and you kill him, and that's it. And then you end up burning Big Boss alive in this one, and then like escape Zanzibar Land, and that's it. So then there's Metal Gear Solid 1, and which is there's some dude named Liquid Snake who turns out he was the clone of Big Boss's. He was a clone of Big Boss, who also turns out Solid Snake was also a clone child of Big Boss, which is kind of freaky. Like so Liquid and Solid are twins. So then that's kind of freaky. Anyways, there's a place called Shadow Ocean Island off the coast of Alaska, which has nuclear bombs and all these people. So what are we gonna do? Send Solid Snake in. He's gonna go stop them. He's gonna do the best like usual. But big problem. He goes in. They have a Metal Gear Rex. There's also this crazy ninja dude, and also this dude named Oregon and this chick named Meryl. And yeah, they're kind of important, kinda. Turns out the cyborg dude is a Gray Fox from the original Metal Gear games. He ends up surviving, but then he ends up getting crushed by Metal Gear Rex. Doesn't matter too much. So what happens is after all that, you end up fighting Liquid Snake, and he's kind of mad because he kind of wants Big Boss's body, because all the soldiers on Shadow Moses have problems because they're all clones of Big Boss as well. So I guess they're siblings. I don't know. And since they're all genetics clones, they'll suffer the same problems. So they need Big Boss's body to fix the DNA or something. But then you end up beating up Liquid on top of Metal Gear Rex with your shirt off. That's pretty cool. And then you end up escaping Shadow Moses and everything's destroyed. And then Metal Gear Solid 2 happens. Oh wait, you end up escaping with Meryl and promising to stay with her forever. But then Metal Gear Solid 2 happens, you completely forget about that, and then start going out. You see, Snake starts going out with Otacon to go stop other Metal Gears, and he's on this tanker or something, and there's this Metal Gear, and then there's Ocelot, who he's the Shadow Moses, not very important. He's had a gun, but now he's here and he's gonna be a bad guy. He has Liquid Snake's arm because he lost it in Metal Gear Solid 1. I forgot to mention that. It's kind of not that important. But now it is important because now, since he has Liquid Snake's arm, it starts possessing him or something. And then Snake ends up drowning in the tanker he's on. It ends up exploding. He's on the tanker ship. And then like a few months later, there's like this, the Big Shell incident is like this offshore oil platform or something. It's getting infiltrated by this dude named Raiden, who's like blonde and stuff, and he ends up infiltrating and has to go beat up like the same kind of people in Shadow Moses, except like one of them's a vampire now. Yeah, it's just kind of it's not really that important. All I know is that they're led by some dude who calls himself Solid Snake, and then the real Solid Snake comes in and is like, "Hey, I'm actually alive, lol." The guy who's calling himself Solid Snake is actually a dude called Solidus Snake. He's actually the third son of Big Boss, so there's actually 3 children. That's kind of freaky, except this one's like really old. Anyways, turns out Solidus was also the father of Raiden, like the adoptive father. He made Raiden like child soldier, like kill people as a kid. Like that's usually pretty like messed up. Anyways, turns out that all of this, since it's so similar to Shadow Moses, it's because it's actually like an AI experiment by the Patriots, who are now the Cypher I mentioned before, but now they're like run by AI, and they want to like create a new world order that control everything. And yeah, they can do it by if they realize they can like recreate Shadow Moses like this and make a new Solid Snake, they can do anything, and end up they're pretty successful. Solidus wants to tear all this down, but since you're kind of stupid, you end up like having to kill Solidus. Actually, no, Solidus is kind of stupid. That's the point. You end up killing Solidus, and that's it. And that's the end of Metal Gear Solid 2. And everyone's a bit annoyed. Now we jump to the last game chronologically, Metal Gear Solid 4. It takes place a few years later after 2. Solid Snake is really old now. Like, he's so old. He has a mustache, and he's called Old Snake now. And because I don't know, he's like dying or something. Like, he's really old. And he has to go kill Ocelot, who's basically completely Liquid now. Like, the possession completely fulfilled itself. So he has to go kill Liquid. And then the whole game is just sneaking around, like trying to kill Liquid, and there's a lot of like really weird stuff happening. Like, it's all in the future. Like, everyone's like everything's connected to everything. There's like a virus in all the guns are connected by like the AI, and then there's like a virus in the AI that causes Liquid to like he can control anything. He can like control helicopters exploding or something. And also Snake has a virus that he got from Metal Gear Solid 1 called Fox Die, and all it does just makes it so it kills certain people when they go next to them. So like he stands next to Liquid Snake, he dies instantly of a heart attack. Anyways, but the problem is he had it for so long, now it's like mutating and that's really not that good. Anyways, so what happens is you end up go beat up Liquid Ocelot, and it turns out he was actually not no, sorry. It turns out he was actually it was all a ruse. Like, he wasn't actually possessed, because that was really stupid. It was actually like reverse psychology. He convinced himself. So then the Patriot AI would believe that he was actually Liquid, not Ocelot, and he didn't have this whole plan the whole time because he wanted to tear down the Patriots and free everyone, which he ended up doing by like putting a virus into like the main AIs or something. It's really not that important, really. All you need to know is that Ocelot, Liquid actually did die in Metal Gear Solid 1. He wasn't actually in the other games. It's just Ocelot just pretending. And then he ended up finding the actual big boss. Turns out he's fine. He was just in a coma caused by the Patriots, and Big Boss ends up finding the guy behind Cypher, behind Operation Snake Eater, like the big bad guy of all Zeros. This is a really old dude now who just pees in a bag. So he ends up killing him, and then because Snake still has the virus on him, it ends up killing Big Boss. But then Big Boss, he ends up saluting at the boss's grave one last time, and that's pretty cool. Then Snake is still really old. And that's about it. That's the whole series. That's pretty much everything important. I don't think I'm missing out on anything. Maybe a few more details, but like overall, I think I got it pretty right. So, for anyone who says I'm stupid, I hope this proves it. I hope this proves otherwise, because I managed to do what is commonly seen as the impossible. So you can thank me sometime. I don't know when. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for getting this far. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. I'm about to die.